Okay, so what we're going to learn today is how to build a PC from scratch or add and upgrade components. First thing to do is make sure that the power is unplugged at the power point, and then also another safety precaution is to make sure you're using an anti-static strap, which is one of these. Basically, it's got a wire, an alligator clip that you hook to the frame just to make sure that you don't discharge any electricity into any of the components. Now I'm going to pull it apart and lay it all out on the table so we can identify the components clearly. But generally this is the power supply, DVD-ROM, CD-ROM, hard drive, video card. Sound card usually goes in here if you don't have an onboard sound card. This is the onboard sound card up over here. For this particular computer, there's an onboard sound card. CPU fan underneath is a CPU. Down here, behind these wires, is the two RAM slots with two bits of RAM in them. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, with our static strap still connected, what we have here is the empty shell. As you can see, there's no components in there, just the motherboard. And then what we have over here is the different components. Okay, so here we have CD-ROM, 44 speed, pretty old CD-ROM. And then you have the plugs here, which turn it around, is the IDE cable, power cable, audio cable goes in there, and jumper settings if you need to use that. Digital audio there, and that one you don't have to worry about. Now, DVD-ROM, much the same as the CD-ROM, same sort of connections. DVD. Then we have hard disk drive here. Hard disk drive, similar connections to the CD-ROM. Now have the power connector, jumper settings which have been set here, and the IDE cable there. Now if we have a look over here what sort of jumper settings, we can see that it's been set up as a master. Now this here is the CPU fan that goes on top of the CPU, and the CPU is actually still in here. I'll just take it out. It's the CPU there. You can notice that there's a little corner bit. That's the indicator where it needs to go, the cutoff corner on the motherboard. So if we zoom in on the motherboard over here, you should be able to see the cutoff corner. You can see there on the motherboard has the cutoff corner. So if we take the CPU, both got the cutoff corners, and that's how you figure out which direction the CPU goes. Then you've got this little lever here that you push down to lock it into place. Now that's that part. Now the other components that we have left are two bits of RAM. Sometimes they'll be double-sided. This particular RAM is PC 3200 256 DDR. Okay. Then What we have here is a old style video card. It's a AGP slot. See by the teeth. This video card, pretty old. But they're all pretty much the same, except some will be bigger and they'll have fans and CPU fans on their things because they get real hot and they process a lot of information. Now these cables here, both IDE cables, some of them color coded. Show you which slot they're meant to go into. The motherboard, notice the red stripe down this side indicates the pin number 1 and power lead, which I'll show you where that is on the motherboard. Then we have this here audio cable for the DVD or the CD-ROM. Okay, that's, you'll see analog audio goes into there. Can only go one way, so it's pretty hard to get it confused.